I will die in the pursuit of my success. I would rather die than fail. My life will be a testament to the possibility of potential. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy, Brian Mark, coming at you with another episode on this channel. And in today's episode, we are going to see my grandparents for their 50th wedding anniversary. I'm also gonna take you guys on a little bit of a tour around the trailer park that my auntie lives in, which is a trailer park I lived in from like 12 years old to 16 years old. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Let's go. Hey Dad, we're at gate number 11. Okay, bye-bye. Sure if I've introduced you guys to my dad yet, but this is the dad that I met. Well, I guess there's only one dad, but it's the dad that I met when I was 26 years old. I've talked about how I didn't meet my dad until I was 26. At 26 years old, this man sent me a Facebook message and was just like, hey, if your aunt is Sharon and your mother is Karen and your grandmother is Joan, I think we need to talk. And I was like, oh. I knew instantly what it was. So my dad's picking me up from the airport right now, and I'm gonna grab the car and then I'm gonna go over to see Auntie Sharon. Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
How are you guys?
Good, how are you? Say hi to YouTube.
Not bad, not bad. Hey. Listen, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
This is my father, everybody. Hi, Dad.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. That is Forest Lawn High School. That is where I went to high school, right there. Your boy, from the lawn. This is actually known as like the quote-unquote like ghetto of Calgary. This is one of the quote-unquote ghettos of Calgary in terms of like having a really bad rap in terms of the like crime rate and the level of income, etc., which usually leads to crime rates. So I'm gonna take you guys to the place that I played high school football as well, if the gate's open. Oh, it's not. That's it right there though. They're playing football right now. No, they're playing soccer. Lame. Just joking to play soccer, but that was a whole football field I used to play on. That was the gym I used to work out at. It was called Bob Bahan. That was the field right there. We call that the Field of Dreams, right there. Legitimately was like 100% convinced that I was gonna be a professional football player. Well, that didn't happen. YouTube, so I'm gonna show you guys the first dumbbell that I ever lifted. Let's go. This is the rec center in the trailer park that I used to live. Right in here. I think it's locked. Use at your own risk. That's what it says on the door. It is locked. This was our dumbbell section. Literally, this is the first bench I ever used. First time I ever did a bench press. That's probably the same weight that I used. All right, well, I'm stretching right now. It's my hip flexors. My hips don't lie. I'm stretching, guys. My hips are so tight, it's not even funny. All this flying, sitting. I'm an old man now. Okay, I'll give you the camera, but you have to promise not to break it. Number one, do you promise? And number two, you have to go film everyone, okay? So this is how you film, look. See that?
Oh, I see.
You go film everyone. Make sure you put it on their face.
Families with a head table and
Go look at the screen. Look at the screen.
about 20-ish family and friends. Yeah. So how many there's gonna be?
Mom.
Maybe the 1, 2, 3.
Just in case.
In the middle?
Mom, don't take this
Okay.
from me. Uncle Brian allowed me to have
You
it.
have water bottles.
Uncle Brian allowed you to have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You better be super careful.
I'm allowed to have this.
And who's that?
Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa.
Dad.
Hey, big girl.
Grandma. Uncle.
That's
Lily.
face, Dave. Thanks.
Stay here.
Your mom.
No.
Oh. Oh.
So amazing. It's so amazing. I was like, you can have it as long as
Do you see me?
Yes, I see you.
Thanks, babe. You're the best. Thank you. Of course, no problem. Good job. Abby, good job. I'm proud of you. My hip flexors and my glutes are extremely tight, so I am in the process of stretching them right now. I've been stretching them literally every single day. Still so tight. Hey guys, so I'm in Calgary right now, and I want to take you guys on a little bit of a walk down memory lane. And I'm gonna take you guys to the place that I grew up. So if you followed my vlog for a while, you've seen my grandma's house, because obviously I showed you guys my grandma's trailer where she is still living. And we're working on getting her out into Kelowna, but the housing market right now is wild. And it's not only my grandma, like if it was like a 2-bedroom house, it'd be easy, but I'm trying to move my grandma, my auntie, my uncle, my cousins. And so it's quite a big endeavor. And it's also finding a house big enough for them where they all have private space, because my auntie's like, I love my grandma and my grandpa. But she's like, I need my freaking space. So it's an endeavor. But this trailer park that I'm walking through right now is the trailer park that I was born and raised in. This was where, when I was 12, 13 years old, I lived in Okotoks, Alberta. And I was kind of just like getting into it, to be completely transparent. I was drinking, sorry, no, I wasn't drinking, I was stealing. And I got into like basically the wrong crowd. And so my grandma and my auntie made the decision that Okotoks was bad for me, that I needed to come to Calgary. And so they moved me out here. Now, I ended up moving out here before my grandma, because it was basically like I was in so they're like, you need to go out to Calgary and live with your auntie. So I ended up moving into my auntie's house for a short period of time. And then my grandma ended up moving in about a month and a half later to be closer to her grandparents, or her parents at the time, which were staying at the Prince of Peace Village, which is like literally right down the street. So, hey, that's a cousin of mine. I'm telling my story. Telling my story, dog. Wanna come say hi to my YouTube? Were you trying to avoid it?
No. I was just trying to let you do your thing.
What are you doing?
I'm just
What are you doing?
to
Dad?
So am I gonna be in like a fucking?
Yeah. You're gonna be famous. I have 100 people that watch my YouTubes.
Yeah. Okay.
A whole 100 viewers.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, I love you.
Yeah. Look at you.
Okay, so that's my old house right there. That's the one, 276. And then so that's where my auntie lived. I lived there for 5 years. From 13 to 17, I lived there. And then my grandma ended up getting a trailer right down the street. And I lived here with my grandma and my grandpa when they moved here. And that was this one, right there. So I lived in that trailer. So my auntie lived here, my grandma lived here. Now, I want to talk about, like, I did live with my grandma, but I was always over at my auntie's. And the reason I was always over at my auntie's is, like, my parents or my grandparents are very religious. And when I was younger, like, I didn't really fully understand. And so I was just told to, turn off that music, like, don't play video games, in a loving way. But my auntie was like, blast the music, be as loud as you want, kind of be yourself. And I just like, I felt more at home at my auntie's house. So I was at my auntie's house all the time, and was sleeping over there like every night. And one day my auntie comes out, looks at me, and she's like, do you want to move in? And I was like, yes, I fucking do. Because obviously my auntie was also raised by my grandma and grandpa, and they're very religious. And so my auntie was like, I know that there's a lot of religion over at the house, and like, you're more than welcome to come over here and kind of chase whatever path is right for you. Like, they basically gave me the freedom to decide whether or not I wanted to be religious or whether or not I wanted to be not. So just that freedom was really important to me, that sovereignty at the time. Still important to me. Sovereignty is important, like being able to choose what you believe. So moved in with my auntie around 13 years old, and it was around that time I was pretty overweight at the time. I remember stepping on the scale, and I was like 5'1" in grade 8. Stepping on the scale was like 170 pounds, and I just had this like big belly. I had like these man boobs that I hated, and I was just like, I do not like myself right now. Like, I don't like myself. Like, I don't like the way that I look. I don't like the way that I feel. I just don't like myself. So I decided I was gonna start going for runs. And I didn't really know what it looked like. I didn't know how to eat healthy. It's like, I'm just gonna go for a run. So I didn't have running shoes. I just put on whatever shoes that I had, and I went for a run around this trailer park. I'm literally taking you guys on a lap of the trailer park that I started going for runs at. I was 13 years old, and I was like, I'm going to lose weight. I was like, I didn't know how to lose weight, but I was like, I'm gonna lose weight. And I can remember, that's a big dog, and that is a small fence. Please don't eat me. I can remember like how painful it was. See how big that dog is, how small that fence is. That is wild. I can remember going for runs and it being so painful for me to just like, to push and to run and to go, because I was massively overweight. And so when I would run, I would just imagine myself as this, like, this is gonna sound funny, but like runway model. Back in the day, Numa models was a huge thing, and I wanted to be a Numa model. So I just imagined myself on stage as a Numa runway model, just like running. I went for a run every single day, and it was painful and it was hard, but I can remember just like visualizing what it would be like to be like a runway model. I was like, I'm just gonna have abs one day and I'm just gonna be lean, and like, you guys gotta remember, I'm 13 years old and I'm just imagining myself as this runway model, like, and I was just like pushing so hard to run and just grind and to push and to keep going. And you know, from the summer of grade 8 to grade 9, I ended up losing 30 pounds. And I showed up to my junior high at the time in grade 9, and people literally thought I was the new kid. Like, that's how different I looked. Because it wasn't just like, when you lose weight, it's not just the weight loss, and all of us are fitness coaches. If you watch my YouTube, you're likely a fitness coach, you're into fitness. When you lose weight, what happens is like, your confidence massively increases. And I don't think people walk around with vlogging cameras. Everyone's looking at me weird. Your confidence massively increases. Your demeanor changes. Your aura changes. And I came back and I was just like new person. And I remember just knowing, I'm like, this means that I can do things. Like, if I can do this, I can do other things. That's what I thought. I was like, if I can do this, if I can lose this weight, I can do other shit. And like, I don't think I consciously realized it at the time, but like, looking back on it, that was what happened internally. Because up to that point, I had never played sports in my life. I had never really had any skill sets other than, like, I have a natural inclination for math. I've got the gift of gab. But in terms of like skill sets that I developed, that was the first skill that I developed, was like running and losing weight. So then I get to high school in grade 10. And in grade 10, I had never played football in my life before. But my friend Brett was like, we should try out for the football team. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm gonna try out. And we were best friends at the time. He's like, you should try it too. So I was like, okay, I will try it. Tried out for the football team, and I made it. And I wasn't very good. In fact, I was like 3 out of 10. It was my first time ever playing any sport ever. I had never played sports up to that point in my life, but now I looked athletic, so at least I should try to be an athlete. I went there and tried out, and I wasn't very good, but I loved it. I f***ing loved it. So I was like, started sprinting every day, bought a parachute, started working out, started eating right, watching my food, you know. And I wasn't like I was a nutritionist, but I was like eating more, and I was eating healthier. And I was like eating more meat, more steak, more food. I just wanted to get bigger, I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get faster. So from, you know, grade 10 when I started, wasn't very good. I ended up earning the most improved player in grade 10 for my football team. And again, I was like, there's something here. So I started chasing that most improved. Summer of grade 10 to grade 11, grinded, you know, exercise, workout. Like, I always had to carry the football with me. I got obsessed. And I came back my grade 11 year. I went from the most improved in grade 10, and in grade 11, I became the team captain. I made the all-star team in Calgary. Grade 12, I was a captain, made the all-star team, and I helped lead my team to city finals. And so this trailer park that I'm walking through right now was the start of me finding myself. And I haven't done this walk since I was in junior high. The amount of gratitude that I have for my auntie and my grandma taking me in when they did. I don't know if I could ever repay them, you know, but I try. I try as much as I can. My auntie actually works for me. I pay her like $6,000 to $7,000 a month. So my grandma sent her money every month. I just like, I don't think that there's like, I could spend my whole life paying these women back for what they've done for me, and it would still never be enough. I just always felt like I didn't belong in my family, you know? Being the only black member of my family, and my mom didn't really have a good relationship with me, so I just felt like I just didn't belong, and I wasn't wanted. And then my grandma and my auntie took me in, and it just changed me, you know? It just changed me. This is where it all started, man. When I talk about my like success and my upbringing and coming from this to living in the place that I live now, like, I truly don't like do it to like brag, because like if I can come from this and create the life that I have now, you know? My business is making, you know, $5 to $7 million a year. I purchased a gym that's doing absolutely incredible, making an impact on the community. I'm a mentor for youth and I can sponsor kids with $10,000 scholarships. Like, if I can come from this, feeling like I never really belonged in my family and feeling like I was the outcast and feeling like I was never good enough and feeling like I lived in a trailer and I was always looked down upon and feeling like the lowest income earner in like the family and in out of everybody that we know in our church. And like, if I can come from this, not knowing who my dad was when I was younger and not having like a strong male role model to look up to and having to like find my own path and figure out what right and wrong and make so many mistakes and fall into addiction and steal, like if I can come from this and create the life that I have now, anything is possible. I've never cried on my YouTube before. All I know is that I refuse to fail. I refuse to back down. I refuse to give in to adversity or to crumble or to throw in the towel. Every single day I'll wake up and I'll fight because I remember where I came from. And I can remember what it was like asking my grandma for money for lunch and then her not having money for gas. I remember that. I remember what it felt like for, you know, my mom kicking me out when I was 8 and saying like if my grandma didn't come, she was gonna send me to foster care. Like, I remember that. I remember living at a trailer park and getting hand-me-down clothes from my church, from members of my church, because I couldn't afford it. It's like, I remember that. And because I remember that, I will never fail. I will die in the pursuit of my success. I would rather die than fail. I will never quit. I will never back down. I will never give in to adversity. I will never crumble when it gets hard. I will never listen to the naysayers, the people that think that it's not possible, the people that don't believe in me, the people that cast their own insecurities on me and doubt me because they themselves cannot see themselves being successful. I will never quit. I made a commitment to myself this month after listening to Cole De Silva's million TikTok follower speech. And I said to myself, my life is going to be the example of what is possible. Not just for personal trainers, but for anyone. My life will be a testament to the possibility of potential. My life will be a testimony. My life will be evidence. My life will be social proof that when you fucking believe in yourself and you go all in, anything is possible. And I'll share that message every single day, as much as I possibly can, on every single platform, until the day that I die. And that is my commitment. This is it, man. This is where I came from. This is where I came from. Then I want you to know that if you're watching this, it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter if you're down in the dumps, if you're living check to check. It doesn't matter if you're just getting started and you can't figure it out. It doesn't matter if you have 0 social media followers or you feel like you're not good enough, you're not good on video, or you don't know how to take photos. It doesn't matter if you have the knowledge in your brain, but you don't know how to communicate it on social media, and so you're stuck at your in-person job. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is what you do with what you have. You know, like, I didn't have a lot. I came from nothing. I came from this. And I'm so grateful for the amount of success that I've been able to achieve. But I'm just getting started. And like the fact that like I can come from this place and be where I'm at now, impacting the lives of thousands of people on a daily basis. Man, anything is possible, fam. It doesn't matter where you come from. And so if you're going through a hard time, if you're experiencing adversity, if your life is challenging right now, I want you to understand that the pain that you're going through is the very transformation that you need to experience in order to become the person that you were meant to become. The pain is a beautiful thing. It's a part of the process. You need to embrace it. You need to love it. You need to move through it. You need to resist the urge to throw in the towel and give up and say that I can't do it today. You need to go all in and bet on yourself and do whatever it takes to become successful. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter how hard it is right now. It doesn't matter the adversity that you've been through when you were younger. It doesn't matter if you're an addict and you can't put down the substances. It doesn't matter if you felt rejected your whole life, you felt like you didn't belong. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is what you do with what you have. And I'm telling you, fam, anything is fucking possible. And that's a fact. Let's go. It's crazy to think that 17, 18 years ago, I saw the same shadow in the same place. Just a different man now.
That is my grandma and grandpa. 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow!
sugar high before
That's gonna be us one day.
Chips and gold.
Well, that was like us
That's gonna be us one day.
this 50th anniversary. Like when we're like, how old will we be?
100,
No, we'll be 80.
83,
81, babe.
82.
I'll be 81. So
Can we talk about the fact that these stupid masks are still a thing? No. Oh, ow. What the hell? Okay. Guys, we just got back from the family trip. It was honestly amazing. And we're home now, and we literally got to the airport at 8 in the morning, and we're back at 8 at night. Yeah. And that's it. That's all, guys.
12 hours.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you got some value. There was definitely some emotional stuff in today's podcast episode.
it's not a podcast, it was YouTube.
Let me kiss the camera. Tell YouTube something special.
Today was awesome. It was really cool. I cried like 8 times.
Because you're a pussy.
Yeah. Post your speech to your grandma.
Don't do that. Okay, guys. Peace.